Hello and welcome back to another edition of SU Coach's Corner. Today I'm your host, Rachael Cataldo, and I have the pleasure of being joined by the head coach of our men's basketball team here at Susquehanna, Coach Frank Marcinek. Coach, thank you for taking the time to come on with us today.
Rachel, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, I want to congratulate you on your most recent accomplishment. You were, just as a couple hours ago named Landmark Conference Coach of the Year. How does that feel for you?
Feels great, and I'm proud to have won the honor. It's really coaching staff of the year, so I'd like to really make sure that my coaches who have done such great work for us are also recognized, and the members of my staff are Chad Bailey, Mark Prush, Eldon Hoy, and J.J. Butler, and I'm very fortunate to have such a great staff. But the coaching staff of the year usually has the best team. So I think the reason we were recognized was because of the play of our players. So I think I'm a little bit of a figurehead in that regard and get the honor, but there's a lot of people that have done a lot of work besides me. Yeah, definitely. So this past Saturday, the Riverhawks did win the Landmark Conference Championship with an 86-69 win over the University of Scranton. So how special was that accomplishment, not only for you as a coach and a coaching staff, but also just for the team? It was very special. It was great to be able to play at home. We've not won a Landmark Conference Championship. We've played in a number of finals, but more often than not, they've been at somebody else's court. So to play in O.W. Howe's gymnasium in front of a raucous student body and just almost a sellout crowd, it was a very special night.
Mm-hmm. And the MVP of that game was sophomore guard Lucas Urasitz. Who are some of the other younger guys maybe that have been performing really well that we can look forward to watching for the rest of this season, but then in also future seasons?
Yeah, our team is fairly young. I would say the kind of the heart and soul of our team are probably our sophomores and juniors. Our starting group is Danny Frohnheim, who's a sophomore that plays point guard, and Lucas is also a sophomore. You mentioned he was the MVP in the Landmark Conference Championship. Some other sophomores that play a lot for us. Off the bench, we have Jay Martin. We have Wes Simon, who plays a good bit. So they're four of the sophomores that get most of the time. But then we have some juniors and Mike Kemsky, who comes off the bench for us. We also have junior Bryce Butler. We also have Matt LaCourte. So we're a little bit young in that most of our, kind of the makeup of our team are sophomores and juniors. I failed to mention Jack Van Sickle. But we got a lot of good young players, some freshmen who have played recently are Quincy Houghton and Howie Rankin. So we do have a real strong nucleus to build on moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes people look at being young as a negative thing, but in this case, I don't think it's negative at all. I think that's awesome that you have a lot of guys that are stepping up and that'll be here for another year, 2, 3 years too. And then with this win, of course, the team is headed to the NCAA Division III Tournament. You mentioned off camera you guys will be leaving tomorrow, Wednesday, after practice to head to Ohio. So who will the team be taking on, and when is that game taking place?
Yeah, we played Benedictine from Illinois, and our game is Friday at 3:30. So we'll get out there. We'll get to Ohio Thursday. We'll have a practice, have some meetings, have another practice Friday morning, and then we play at 3:30, and then there's another game afterwards at 6, and then the two winners meet on Saturday at 6 o'clock.
Okay, awesome. How exciting. And then lastly, you're a familiar face to the game of basketball, especially here at SU. You're going to be finishing up your 31st season within the next month or so. So how does this year's roster stand out to you compared to previous years?
I've had some great teams. I've had some great players. I don't know that I've ever had a group of 1 to 20 players. We have 20 players on our roster, which is big. I've never had 20 players that have gelled and been so unselfish. I mean, these guys just love one another. They've all accepted their roles. It's been very special. And we have a group that we work against day in and day out in practice, and these guys are just terrific. And I like to give them as much credit as the guys that are being named all-conference and winning MVPs, because everybody has a role within our program, and our backups have just done wonderful work.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, I wish you and the team, of course, the best of luck heading into the NCAA tournament. I can't wait to follow along, of course. That is all the time we have on this edition of SU Coach's Corner. I'm Rachael Cataldo, once again joined by head coach of the men's basketball team, Coach Frank Marcinek. Thank you for watching.